For me, I see your hands are very close to your body, and your shoulders look just slightly open to the line.
Yeah.
Shoulders pulled back a little bit, good, and square. Now, here's where you're gonna absolutely hate me. Now, to me, that looks so much better, way more athletic.
Milwaukee's own Skip Kendall
Skip Kendall.
Skip Kendall is 5 under today.
at the 9th. Chips in for birdie. He's tied for 3rd, 2 shots off the lead.
Hi everybody, Skip Kendall here, and I have a special guest with me here today. His name is Carson Baez. Carson is a freshman, well, finishing up his freshman year at the University of Richmond. He was just voted or named all-conference for Atlantic 10. Is that the name of the conference?
Sir.
Pretty good as a freshman. I think that's only happened, what, about 3 or 4 times?
Yeah, 4th time now. So
That's awesome, man. I mean, listen, I've seen your growth has been amazing. I mean, from seeing you here before you even started high school, I think, when I got here, to seeing what you've accomplished and all that. Now, I think that one of the things that lately anyway we've been talking about is putting.
Yep.
And, I know you shared with me that you're losing basically 2 strokes around to your compadres.
unfortunately.
You averaged just under 72 this year as a freshman. You change that, and actually you get better with putting. Not only going to gain those 2 strokes, but I want you 2 strokes on the other side.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that would be, the best case, and that's where, I think you could be headed. I know you're a hard worker, and so it'll really sink in, I guess. It'll really, my tagline is, where systems and structures drive success.
Yep.
Once you get into that, and I know you're a big person that does that, very analytical and all that, but this is where hopefully I'll be able to help you today to, get the structure down and the system just a little bit better to where you can really progress as a putter. I kind of, have a couple things going on here, so let's get started though. But I put a mirror underneath the Truth Trainer.
Yep.
The mirror is there for, I think, dominant eye is a very important position, so that's why I put the mirror there. If you just have the strings, the strings are for, where your eye line is, which is over the ball, or center of the ball. But that being said, having the mirror there I think is important, for your dominant eye, and because I want your head placed right. So that's the only reason I have the mirror underneath there. All right, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch you hit a few, I'm gonna take some video, and then we'll kind of see where we're at. It's not about making the putt, it's just about, I just wanna see what you're doing, see how everything's going. Okay, let's see if we can kind of take a look at this. First of all, what do you think of that setup right there? I mean, I want your opinion on what you think right there. I mean, I know you're kind of used to seeing that, so.
Right. I don't know. To me, yeah, I'm very used to that look. It does look pretty normal to me. I know for other golfers that might be a little bit closer into the shorts area, like the hands need to be a little bit more out. I know my feet are a little bit bowed, but the alignment seems pretty solid for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, you're kind of hitting it in a nutshell. So for me, I see your hands are very close to your body.
Yeah.
Your toes are kind of toed in. I don't mind that as much as,
Yeah.
the hands being really close to the body there and tight. I would call that having really low hands.
Yeah.
And your shoulders look just slightly open to the line.
Yeah. That's always been one little thing.
Right. And so I think, setup to me is very, very important.
Yeah.
And I think when you have a rock solid setup, I think everything then can fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that setup right there is something that I think, to me needs work. Okay. Yeah. Let me put you in the position that I would love to see you, okay? Which eye dominant are you? Do you know?
I'm left eye dominant.
Yeah, left-handed, obviously.
Yeah.
So when you look down in the mirror, I want your left eye to be like right there. So here's a couple things that, we're gonna change. So I want this foot going straight at me. Okay, good. Now, I don't want you leaning so far into your right leg.
Right.
I want you to turn your hips so they're square. So it's almost like you're gonna, stand straight up.
Okay.
All right, and then kind of bend from the waist. All right, good. And your shoulders are gonna be kind of pulled back. All right, excellent.
might be a little bit open, but that's just probably my stance.
Yeah, they look okay right there. Maybe just a hair. Maybe move it a little bit this way. Okay, good.
Because now leaning back without my weight too much forward, now my left eye goes back into like right here.
So put it back where it should be. So the face of your putter, I always believe, should be basically in the center of your stance, which puts the ball slightly forward.
Right.
You had it way forward before.
Yeah.
Okay, so that looks a lot better right there. Good. Shoulders pulled back a little bit. Good, and square. Right, good. Okay, now here's where you're gonna absolutely hate me. Okay, so those hands are, so far tucked under, right?
Do you need them deviated a little?
Oh, are you kidding me? So this is where you're gonna think I'm absolutely crazy.
Okay.
All right, so it's gonna go from here. Okay, so now I want you to go down the putter more. I want your arms to hang freely.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, yep. Up,
Now
up,
they're
up, up.
free.
Okay. Okay, yeah, let them bend though. I don't want you, it seems like there's a lot of tension, right? Really relax, drop your shoulders, but now I want this up.
Okay.
It's almost like stand up straight. Yeah. So weight's gonna be on your front shoelace, okay? Face of your putter's gonna be in the center of your stance. Toe towards me, not toed in. Your left toe, yep, there you go. Also, pull back, everything's square to the line. A little taller. Shoulders pulled back, butt down. Don't get no tension. Now this joint right here should basically be under your chin. So again, even though that seems really high to you, boom, you gotta go higher.
Right.
Okay, now, yep, there you go. Okay, wait, okay, stop.
Yep.
Okay, don't push it down though. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Okay, now, from there, all I want you to do is go ahead and rock your shoulders. Wait, stop. Just still a little bit open. There you go. Right there. Okay, now just go ahead and rock your shoulders, rock your midsection. Nice. All right. Sorry. It's probably a position you have not been in,
No.
so it's just going to be a little different.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like this, toed in here, and kind of like this. So you're taking the pressure off your back in a way.
Yeah.
But now you're here, and I don't think it really puts more pressure on your back. It's just something that, it's going to be a little bit different, right? Okay. All right, come on over here. I want you to see this. Okay, so this was one of the first ones, that I filmed today. Yeah. That's the position you're in. Now, we're going to go to the last one.
Arms are much straighter out of my shorts, and then everything's a little bit more aligned.
Now, to me, that looks so much better, way more athletic. However, I think I still want you a little taller.
Mm-hmm.
I think there might be a little bit too much bend from the waist. Say your butt kind of sitting over your heels just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, but that's a big change.
Yeah.
Go back to where you were to where you are there.
Yeah.
And look at that stroke though. The stroke, perfect shape of the stroke right there, really. Beautiful shape of the stroke. That makes a huge difference.